Hello and welcome to the Sands of Time channel. Today we have very interesting story for you. Have you heard about interstellar secrets hidden in plain sight? Some believe our world holds clues to the existence of extraterrestrials. And today we're taking it back to ancient times to reveal some shocking discoveries. Join me for a journey through history as we uncover the truth behind ancient aliens. Prepare to have your mind blown as we explore the evidence left behind by these celestial visitors. You won't want to miss this. First stop, Chichen Itza, Mexico. Located on the Yucatan Peninsula are the ruins of an ancient Mayan city. The city thrived from 750 to 1200 AD. It was here, in 1969, that Erich von Däniken made an astonishing realization. He stood before the Great Pyramid of El Castillo. He confessed, "I understood nothing." To learn, he studied every text from Central American archaeologists. Then he discovered the Mayan legends. They spoke of visitors from outside. They called them gods. According to Mayan myths, their main deity was Quetzalcoatl, also called Kukulkan or Cucumitz. He was described as a winged or flying serpent, a flying snake seen in the skies. Chichen Itza was one of the sacred places. It was said that the gods descended there. They decreed the fate of mankind. Could these myths be more than just stories? Did the Mayans actually witness extraterrestrial beings and worship them as gods? One of the most intriguing aspects of the Maya civilization is their creation story. According to their beliefs, the world was created in 3 stages, each with its own set of gods and rulers. The first 2 worlds were destroyed, leaving only the third, which was inhabited by humans. This myth could be an indication of a cataclysmic event that wiped out previous civilizations. Did the Mayans have knowledge of a time before their own? A time when the earth had been destroyed and rebuilt? Could there be more to the story than just a simple myth? Another piece of evidence that supports the theory of ancient aliens visiting Earth is the discovery of strange structures found throughout Central America. These structures, including the Caracol at Uxmal and the observatory at Chichen Itza, are too precise and advanced to have been created without the help of sophisticated technology. Did the ancient builders use tools and techniques that are beyond our current understanding? How did they create these structures without the use of modern equipment? As we continue our journey through history, we come across another piece of evidence that points to the existence of ancient aliens: the Maya calendar. The Maya kept meticulous records of time and developed a highly accurate calendar system. Their predictions of solar eclipses and other astronomical events were incredibly accurate, leading many to believe that they had knowledge of advanced astronomy and mathematics. Did the Maya receive this knowledge from extraterrestrial sources? Were they able to predict eclipses because they had information that was not available to other cultures? But perhaps the most compelling piece of evidence we have to support the theory of ancient aliens comes from the artifacts they left behind. Many of the statues and carvings depict strange beings with elongated skulls, suggesting that the ancient people may have been in contact with extraterrestrial beings. Did these beings have a significant impact on the culture and society of the ancient world? What kind of influence did they have on the beliefs and practices of ancient civilizations? The evidence for ancient aliens visiting Earth is all around us, hidden in plain sight. From the structures they built to the artifacts they left behind, there are many indications that we are not alone in the universe. So what do you think? Is there anything we missed? Let us know in the comments below. But our journey through time doesn't end here. In the next part of this series, we'll be exploring even more shocking discoveries that challenge our understanding of ancient civilizations. Don't miss out. Now, let's head over to Puma Punku, Bolivia, where we'll uncover more secrets of ancient aliens. But before that, take a moment to show your support. Now, let's continue our journey and discover more about ancient aliens. At Puma Punku, we find another piece of the puzzle that suggests extraterrestrial involvement in ancient civilizations. The site contains megalithic ruins that are thousands of years old, including temples, palaces, and other structures. What makes Puma Punku truly remarkable is the precision with which the stones were cut and fitted together. The level of craftsmanship is so intricate that it defies our current understanding of ancient building techniques. Some of the stones at Puma Punku weigh several tons and are shaped with such accuracy that they fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. How did the ancient builders move and position these massive stones without the use of modern equipment? The answer, according to many researchers, lies in the possibility that ancient aliens provided the knowledge and technology necessary to create these impressive structures. If you're still with me, join me for part 2. We'll travel to Peru and discover even more evidence of ancient aliens at Nazca. But before we go, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you believe in ancient aliens? Have you ever seen anything that you can't explain? Share your thoughts with the community. Now, let's continue our journey to Nazca, Peru. Here we find another perplexing mystery that challenges our understanding of ancient civilizations. The Nazca lines are a collection of thousands of geoglyphs etched into the desert surface. These lines and designs are so large that they can only be seen from the sky. How did the ancient Nazca people create these enormous designs without the use of modern tools or technology? Once again, the answer may lie in the possibility of ancient aliens providing the necessary knowledge and equipment. If you're as curious as I am, you won't want to miss the next part of this series. In the 1960s, Swiss author Erich von Däniken wrote a book called Chariots of the Gods. In it, he argued that the precision of ancient structures like Puma Punku must have been the work of extraterrestrials. Otherwise, how could primitive man have built such a thing without sophisticated tools? Traditional archaeology largely ignores details like these. They focus instead on proving or disproving the more popular theories about Puma Punku, like the lost civilization of Tiwanaku or the natural formation explanation. Von Däniken believed that ancient people were not primitive at all. He turned to Palenque. There, in the 1950s, archaeologists uncovered the tomb of Lord Pakal the Great. The site is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and inside the magnificent Temple of Inscriptions, Pakal's sarcophagus lid contains a strange image. It depicts the ruler in a posture that resembles a modern astronaut seated in a rocket ship. To von Däniken, this was proof that the ancient rulers knew things they weren't supposed to. Things like how to fly machines that soar through the heavens. His interpretation of Palenque, however, is far from conventional. The lid of Pakal's coffin, for example, has been described as one of the most mystifying pieces of pre-Columbian sculpture. It appears to show Pakal bent forward, as if piloting something. Some say the object is a steering wheel. A possible interpretation is that Pakal was breathing through an oxygen mask. His hands are shown as manipulating some kind of control. And it's clear that he's inside what looks like a capsule. Von Däniken believes this is a spacesuit. And if so, then the ruler is in a rocket ship. He's strapped into his seat as he hurtles toward the stars. But what could the carvings on Pakal's tomb mean? Is there any validity to the ancient astronaut theory? Let's take a closer look at the carving. The steering wheel idea has been suggested before, but it doesn't explain why Pakal is sealed inside a tomb. If he left the Earth, shouldn't his body be missing? Then there's the breathing apparatus. Here you can see what looks like a nose clip. Next, there's this strange tube that leads to a bag or pouch. Could this have been a primitive version of an oxygen tank? Then there's the mysterious object protruding from the top of the helmet. Some believe this is a microphone. Was Pacal broadcasting his journey back to his home planet? Thousands of years ago, the Maya kept detailed records of astronomical phenomena. They made incredible predictions about the movements of the planets and stars. Some believe that they even knew the Earth wasn't flat. They may have realized it was round. And maybe it was their advanced knowledge of space that inspired the designs in Puma, Punku, and other ancient sites. But where did their knowledge come from? The ancient astronaut theory suggests that the Mayans weren't alone in the universe. Extraterrestrials visited our world and shared their advanced technology. This gave humans a huge head start. We didn't have to discover these inventions on our own. Instead, we were taught by beings from another world. When we think of ancient people, we tend to imagine them as primitive and uncivilized. But recent discoveries suggest otherwise. It's becoming clearer than ever that there were many advanced civilizations before ours. Perhaps the Mayas weren't the first to explore the cosmos. Maybe they inherited their knowledge from aliens who came before. If this is true, then the prophecy of return may not be just a myth. It could be an ancient prediction of humankind's eventual return to the stars. But what do you think? Does this carving depict an astronaut? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. In the next Interstellar Secret, shocking evidence of ancient astronauts will be revealed. But first, all the civilizations of Earth seem to have their origins in the distant past. In the mists of prehistory, there are myths, legends, and stories handed down through oral tradition from our ancestors. But beyond that, hard evidence of early man is hard to come by. The further back we go, the fewer physical relics we find. Yet, the farther back we go, the more intriguing the technologies we discover. This suggests that ancient humans were more advanced than we think. What if ancient humans had help from an advanced alien race? At Copon, another Mayan city, stands the hieroglyphic stairway. It was built in the 700s AD, and it records the dynasty of Copan's rulers. The stairway contains over 2,000 glyphs. For centuries, these glyphs were undecipherable. But in 1880, a German scholar named Ernst Förstmann cracked the code. He realized the Maya wrote with logographs and phonetic signs. Their script was one of the most advanced in the world. The glyphs claimed the kings were semi-divine. They traced royal bloodlines back to the gods. But who were these gods? Were they extraterrestrial beings? Ancient astronaut theorists believe so. Let's explore this theory. But first, a quick reminder. The Maya civilization thrived between 250 and 900 AD. Their population reached 20 million. They developed advanced mathematics and astronomy. They built celestial observatories. And while Europe was in the Dark Ages, the Maya were mapping the stars. Their greatest achievement was timekeeping. They tracked Venus, eclipses, and long cycles, including the precession of the equinoxes, a cycle lasting 26,000 years. Their calendar cycles even predicted the future. The long count calendar lasts 5,125 years. It ended on December 21st, 2012. Why that date? It marked a rare alignment of Earth, Sun, and the galactic center. The Maya called it the birth canal of the universe. To them, the galaxy was a cosmic womb. The ending of the long count cycle in 2012 suggested a rebirth, a transformation of consciousness. But why did the Maya know so much about the stars? Did their knowledge come from the gods or from aliens? Some archaeologists dismissed the idea of ancient astronauts as unscientific. They say the Maya were brilliant astronomers, not extraterrestrial visitors. However, mainstream science cannot explain certain artifacts found throughout the Americas. Take, for example, the Nazca lines. Who could have created such elaborate designs? And how did ancient humans align the Great Pyramids of Chichen Itza with the cardinal directions? Mainstream science also struggles to explain megalithic structures like Sacsayhuaman in Peru or the enormous sculptures at Pumapunku. These structures required advanced technology. How else could ancient humans move such large blocks of stone? It's true that mainstream science has made some remarkable discoveries. We now know that the Maya built cities. They had a complex social structure, a writing system, and an organized religion. They also kept detailed records of astronomical events and accurately predicted eclipses. But what about the artifacts that mainstream science cannot explain? What about the evidence for advanced technology? Was the Maya civilization truly as advanced as some of the world's leading experts claim? Or is there something that mainstream science is missing? Could the Maya have been helped by extraterrestrial visitors? One thing is certain. The ancient Maya were a highly advanced civilization. They left behind a legacy of art, architecture, and scientific knowledge that continues to amaze us today. But where did their knowledge come from? Were the Maya in contact with an advanced alien race? Did they receive their knowledge directly from the gods? Or did they develop their advanced technologies independently? The truth is, we may never know for sure, but one thing is certain. The ancient Maya were a highly advanced civilization. They left behind a legacy of art, architecture, and scientific knowledge that continues to amaze us today. But where did their knowledge come from? Were the Maya in contact with an advanced alien race? Did they receive their knowledge directly from the gods? Or did they develop their advanced technologies independently? What do you think? Leave your theories in the comments below. Have ancient astronauts visited Earth before? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes. Knowledge was their gift from the stars. Knowledge was the currency of the universe. But history takes us further back. 65 million years ago, a massive asteroid struck the Yucatan. This impact ended the age of the dinosaurs. Yet, in Mayan art, we find images resembling dinosaurs. How could they know about creatures extinct for millions of years? The Aztecs also preserved incredible myths. They traced their origin to Chicamostoc, the place of 7 caves. From these caves, gods created humanity. Some legends describe a giant flint knife descending from the sky. From it emerged 1,600 gods. Were these extraterrestrial visitors? At Teotihuacan, northeast of Mexico City, lies a vast metropolis. Built in the 1st century AD, it housed over 100,000 residents. Its pyramids, the sun, the moon, and Quetzalcoatl's temples still inspire awe. But who built this city? There are no glyphs, no rulers recorded. The origin remains a mystery. In 2003, archaeologists discovered a tunnel under the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. Inside, they found mysterious golden orbs. Theorists suggest they symbolized planets. The cavern walls shimmered with golden flecks. Illuminated by torchlight, it resembled the cosmos itself. Did ancient astronauts leave their mark on human civilization? Could they have sparked the development of our earliest cities? The evidence is tantalizing. In Bolivia, at the ruins of Tiwanaku, archaeologists found a doorway cut precisely to the dimensions of a human body. The doorway suggests an entrance, yet there's no record of any structure behind it. What was its purpose? Who used it? And for what? The Nazca lines are a series of etchings on the desert surface. These geoglyphs depict animals, plants, and geometric patterns. Some measure over 300 feet long. How did the Nazca people align them so perfectly? Did they use tools we don't understand? On the island of Malta, we find megalithic temples older than Stonehenge. These structures are aligned with the winter solstice. Is this a mere coincidence or evidence of advanced knowledge? Did ancient astronauts help build them? In Peru, the Nazca people left behind a mystery. In the arid desert, they created enormous figures of humans, animals, and plants. Some are over 300 feet long. How did they make such precise markings without modern tools? In the mountains of China, we discover the mysterious tombs of the first emperor. Buried with him were countless artifacts, including a terracotta army. But his actual burial chamber remains hidden. Why? Was he protecting an alien presence? In Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza continues to baffle scientists. It's the oldest of the 7 wonders of the world. But who built it and how? Was it a tomb or a temple? What secrets lie within its chambers? In South Africa, the cradle of humankind reveals ancient mysteries. Here, 2 million years ago, human ancestors roamed the earth. These hominids coexisted with strange creatures like Australopithecus and Paranthropus robustus. Did ancient astronauts encounter these beings? The Orion correlation theory proposes that ancient humans intentionally aligned their structures with those of the stars. This theory challenges conventional history. Proponents argue that complex societies developed earlier than we believe. They also propose that many ancient myths describe extraterrestrial encounters. The evidence is compelling, but mainstream archaeologists remain skeptical. We may never know for sure if ancient astronauts walked among us, but one thing is certain: the universe never ceases to amaze. This is a book, not just any book, but a Mayan book that was created around the year 1000 AD. The book tells us about the movement of Mars. And what's strange about it is that the Maya tracked the cycle of the red planet, which takes 780 days to complete. They knew that if they wanted to plant crops, they had to do it at the right time, right? So they needed to know when the planets were aligned. But how did they get this astronomical knowledge? Did they teach themselves, or were they taught by their gods? The Catholic Church destroyed much of Maya knowledge, but fragments survived. Everywhere the Maya said this wisdom was given by the gods. Now, most people think the Maya made it all up, but let's look at the evidence. Could their gods have been extraterrestrials? If so, where did they go? Some believe that after many wars and cataclysms, maybe they left Earth and just decided to step back and watch humanity grow. Have you ever wondered why there are no humans on any other planet? We're like a pet project, and we're alone. There's nobody else watching us, and we're meant to be alone until we figure things out for ourselves. But with modern technology, we're now uncovering hidden cities. All over the Yucatan, farmers were scanning ancient sites with LiDAR, light detection, and ranging. This technology creates 3D images of buried cities. It's incredible because thousands of ancient Maya sites are buried under the jungle. Little by little, piece by piece, the puzzle is coming together. Even with only 980 of 1,000 pieces, the picture is becoming clear. The Maya didn't write in a linear fashion. Their books were made of bark paper, and it was extremely labor-intensive. It took 2 months to make one page, so they wrote on both sides. But even with this effort, we have very few codices left. Most of what we know comes from clay tablets. These tablets were made by the Epic of Kings, and they kept track of important dates. They were written backwards, forwards, and upside down, so they could be read from anywhere. Before the Spanish arrived, there were around 40 million Maya. Today, there are less than 6 million, Many died during the conquistadors' genocide, but some fled into the jungle. There's a saying, "The mountains are our gods, and the gods are in the mountains." Many retreated to the remote jungle areas and changed their ways. They didn't want to draw attention to themselves. And this is probably why we haven't found any more Maya artifacts since 1900. They've purposely stayed hidden. In fact, the Maya are still around. They're just hiding and waiting for the time when they can come out again and share their wisdom with the world. Nova, the feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl, Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, appears throughout Mesoamerica. This supreme deity was a bringer of civilization, peace, and knowledge. According to legend, he came from the east across the sea. His followers built temples and pyramids to honor him. And in the Yucatan, they constructed an entire city for him. It was called the City of the Sun, and it was built in his honor. When the Spaniards arrived, they thought he was the devil. When the conquistadors came to Tenochtitlan, they demanded that the statue of Quetzalcoatl be torn down. The Aztec Emperor Moctezuma refused. And when the Spanish destroyed the statue, they were greeted with a plague of frogs. Soon, Cortés and his men were sick with a mysterious illness, and the god of the Aztecs was avenged. But is this story just a myth? What does the science say? Well, we know the Aztecs didn't invent this god. He appears in Maya art from 500 BC. But where did they get the idea for this feathered serpent? Some believe it's a memory of an extraterrestrial landing. At Chichen Itza, the Pyramid of Kukulkan still shows his descent in light and shadow. Every winter solstice, the sun aligns perfectly with the north side of the pyramid. This creates a shadow that looks like a huge feathered snake slithering down the stairs. Could this myth be a memory of a long-forgotten event? Did a feathered spaceship once land in the Yucatan? Maybe. In Greece, we also find dragon houses atop Mount Oki. These structures were built with megalithic stones and are located at an altitude of 5,000 feet. According to legend, Zeus, the supreme leader of the Greek gods, descended to Earth in this very spot. He then fathered a son who would one day become a great hero. Could the dragon have been a craft from the skies? Across the world, myths speak of gods descending from heaven. They were described as serpents, dragons, or beings of light. But what if they were visitors from another world? Ancient astronauts who arrived from the cosmos and then departed just as quickly as they came. Today, archaeologists continue to unearth new evidence. Each discovery pushes us closer to the truth. The truth that humanity may not be alone, that the origins of our civilization may be linked to the stars. Perhaps, one day soon, buried beneath the ruins, we will find the final proof of extraterrestrial contact. The proof of humanity's true origins. The ancient Greeks weren't the only ones to witness strange lights in the sky. The biblical story of Moses and the burning bush is a tale as old as time. When Moses encountered God in the desert, he saw a bush engulfed in flames, yet it was not consumed. Could this have been a UFO that landed in the desert sands? The Bible describes a winged, fiery chariot that ascended into the heavens at such a rapid pace that the ground shook beneath it. Some say this is merely a metaphor, but what if it's a record of an actual event? An event witnessed by thousands of people who looked up and saw a blazing light streak across the sky. Was the prophet Elijah taken off the earth in a column of fire? Was Moses meant to lead his people to the promised land? Because an alien spaceship had landed nearby and its occupants were waiting to meet with him. Did ancient humans see more than we are able to today? Number 4. Gods of the sky. Were the ancient gods nothing more than misunderstood aliens? Across the globe, deities have been worshipped in the form of animals. In Egypt, it was the cow goddess Hathor, while the Aztecs revered the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl. Even the Christian God was once described as having the body of a fish. Could these stories be symbolic representations of real-life extraterrestrial encounters? What if the gods really are gods? Not gods of the earth, but gods of the sky. Visitors from distant planets who appear as divine beings to those who look up in awe at their incredible powers. These deities may not be all-knowing, but they do possess advanced technology that enables them to perform miracles. In the eyes of primitive man, this would make them appear godlike. And so, legends were born, passed down through generations. These tales took on a life of their own. The gods became larger than life, their powers magnified until they were no longer seen as visitors from another world, but rather eternal heavenly beings. 3 Pyramids. The ancient Egyptians built pyramids as tombs for their pharaohs. These massive structures were aligned with the cardinal directions, suggesting that the Egyptians possessed advanced knowledge of astronomy. Some even believe that the pyramids themselves are records of celestial events, such as the alignment of the stars in the Big Dipper constellation. The precision with which the pyramids were constructed indicates that the builders had access to tools and techniques that are not known to have existed at the time. It has been suggested that the Egyptians may have used tools of extraterrestrial origin, such as laser beams, to align the stones with such accuracy. The idea that the Egyptians received help from an advanced civilization, perhaps one from the stars, is not a new one. In fact, it has been proposed that the Egyptians were visited by a race of beings from another planet, who taught them how to build pyramids as a way of preserving their knowledge and culture for future generations. 2. Ancient astronauts. The term ancient astronaut is used to describe the theory that extraterrestrials visited Earth in the distant past and interacted with humans. Proponents of this theory believe that these extraterrestrial visitors, often referred to as gods by ancient cultures, left behind evidence of their presence in the form of artifacts, structures, and texts. One of the most compelling evidence cited by ancient astronaut theorists is the existence of enigmatic structures around the world that are difficult to date and for which conventional explanations are lacking. These include sites like Pumapunku in Bolivia, Sacsayhuamano in Peru, and the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. Some argue that these structures are too complex to have been built by ancient humans and must have been constructed with the help of advanced technology, possibly of extraterrestrial origin. They point to the precision with which some stones are cut and fitted together as evidence of highly sophisticated tools and techniques that are not known to have existed at the time these structures were supposedly built. Number 1. The coming of the gods. We have already explored the evidence that ancient humans may have witnessed objects in the sky that we can only describe as alien spacecraft. However, there is another intriguing possibility. What if the gods of old were actually extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth in ships from the stars? Many cultures around the world have myths and legends of gods who came down from the sky in fiery chariots or ships. Could these stories be based on real events? Could it be that the gods of old were actually aliens who visited Earth in the distant past? Who knows? Thanks for watching. Do you think the gods were actually aliens? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.